under 10.5 on the line.
You have to be the biggest, dumbest idiot.
Josh Allen inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown, game over.
Going into the draft, I was a big Penix guy. I'm still a big Penix guy. Rashee Rice is way ahead of schedule in his ACL rehab, which is good news for his fantasy managers because the Dallas court system is way behind schedule. That's also good news for local comedian Miles Francis. Oh, hello and welcome to What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes. I am him. I am sitting here with NFL insider James, and we are here to make you guys some money. Like we do every single year, I have a rare appearance on the Gambling Podcast from Meatloaf, the Dynasty Cat, so keep your eye on her. James, welcome back on the program. It's been so long.
What's up? It's been an off season. It's been an off season and a half.
Well, I feel like I have barely even talked to you. You've been to Canada. You've been to the Pacific
Spain,
Islands. You've been to Spain.
Caribbean.
Been to
all
Portugal.
of this in the name of getting more information for our loyal viewers. I've been on vacation with every NFL player this off season, getting you the inside tips. And let me tell you, 2 a.m. at Sandals after the 18th beer of the evening, you really get a lot out of these coaches and these players, let me tell you.
And thank you for doing that for us. We really, really appreciate it. NFL Insider James is not a bit. It's not a gimmick. It is for real if you're joining us here for the first time. I've got a recap if you are here for the first time, just so we're all caught up. We win, by the way, in the preseason, but one of us wins a little bit more than the other, and that is why I am the holder of the off-season gambling lightsaber. Thank you very much. James, you are the current holder of the postseason lightsaber. You beat me in the postseason this year. And, of course, I dominated the most prestigious award, the regular season gambling title, the Hammer of Truth and Justice, which I was demonstrating all last year. I did kick your ass in the regular season, and you kicked my ass in the postseason. So if that is any indication of how this is going to go, good luck to all of you. 2024 draft, I went 9-14. 2024 preseason futures episode, which is what we're doing right now, I was 6-9, which is very nice if you ask me. 2025 pre-draft, by the way, I was 7 out of 11 on the bets that I recommended. Now, to be fair to James, how this works every time is James presents us a slate, and I have a force bet on it. We are going to change it up a little bit out of fairness because previously in this challenge, I serve as the sports book. So I can deny his bets based on the sports book's number. We are going to change it up. We're still going to go force bet on everything that James has presented, but James has a couple of Super Bowl bets and a couple of a few player of the year bets to recommend. Instead of last year, where James presented the pick, it would be a long shot pick, something crazy like Saints winning the Super Bowl.
Looked good for 2 weeks.
It did look great for 2 weeks. Didn't work out for you very well. And we've got more Saints to talk about, so we'll leave that for the rest of the program. But I served as the bookie. I have a force bet, but I have a force bet in that category. So I'm only betting on the category. So we both have to present different bets, and whoever wins at the end, or it'll be a draw if we don't get it. Sound good, James?
That makes sense to me.
New rules makes it a little bit more fair to you because, man, oh, man, am I dominating you, except in the postseason. Just to recap our gambling episode from our 2025 Draft Spectacular, you and I both did, I think, pretty darn well on that. We did have a fun conversation back then about Tyler Shuck, if he was going to be a first rounder or not. Now a lot has happened since then. He sounds like currently backing up Spencer Rattler, which we'll talk about later on in the episode. It's just kind of like fun looking back at that episode of where we were and what we thought about these players versus now. I will say I was way too low, embarrassingly so, and I've already apologized for this about Emeka Egbuka being way too low on him. I already apologized for that. I've already gone back on that based on what I've seen out of camp and a little bit of preseason. action. We, in the previous season of this episode, we both had Broncos over 5.5 wins. So what were we counting our money pretty quick on that one, right, James?
That was a good one.
And then
that one.
It is one of our opening clips of this podcast now. You recommending in my house, I'm a Lions fan, Lions under 10.5. And I called you a big dumb idiot. Would you like to apologize, Dan Campbell and the Lions, for what you said about them last year?
I would like to apologize to absolutely no one.
Wow. Not a man of integrity, if you ask me. I did apologize about Mecca Igbuka. I guess you're not going to get the same out of James, so I'm just going to lord it over him.
For winning America money. Sometimes I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sometimes wrong.
Thank you, James. And the off-season champion accepts your apology. You are forgiven. All right.
You accept
moving on.
Apology by igniting the lightsaber in front of me? That seems like the opposite.
Well, yeah, you got to...
I do not accept your apology, and I'm going to slash you in half.
You just get united. You get like a little tap on your shoulder.
Just little holes in my shirt.
All right, James, let's talk about football. Why don't we? All right. Put these lightsabers away.
I have the high ground.
Except when, never mind. We're not going to get into it. The high ground doesn't always win. All right, moving on. NFL futures 2025. And we've already talked about this a lot. James, you have not revealed to me your side of the pick. This is how it works. It's a forced bet for me, so I have to bet a side of this. I can't pivot or pass on these. You have Saints win total over under 5.5. Obviously, new head coach over there in Kellen Moore. Spencer Rattler. Sounds like he will be, that's a Cobra. Sounds like he will be the starting quarterback over there. James picked him as his long shot Super Bowl champion last year. Are you going to overcorrect and bet the under, or are you going to stick to your priors and bet the over, James?
Kellen Moore, probably the best hiring decision this offseason. I'm going over.
Wow.
Over 5.5. It's plus 135. I looked at their schedule. There are 11 games that I have circled here that they can win in their schedule. It is a lot of easy road games, which I think is very, very helpful. And then just quite frankly, they're out of conference opponents, not that scary, in my opinion. I think the one that I've circled where I'm like, yep, no shot at all. Bills away week 4. Other than that, a lot of the schedule, I like the opportunity for them to win. I like that it's also Spencer Rattler quarterback. And quite frankly, if Kellen Moore can't get 6 wins, I don't know who can.
Okay. I totally disagree with you on this first one. I'm taking the under 5.5. It's not a lot of games. I'll give you that. You do have a head coach there. So the way I historically have handicapped these season-long totals is broad view of the team and basically looking at quarterback and looking at head coach. So I got a new head coach. I got a new quarterback, Spencer Rattler. I get it. He was there last season. I don't think that's a good thing after seeing Spencer Rattler in an NFL uniform, that he will be the starting quarterback for this team. I don't know if Kellen Moore will be a good leader of men at this point. Seems to have had a shaky past in the coordinator position, up and down is what I would describe him as. Not a super brilliant genius like everybody has already anointed Ben Johnson to be over there in Chicago. I'm taking the under on this. James, I think you're still overcompensating for your belief in the Saints last year. Defense-wise, I think they stink. I get it. You like the Rattler. I like the Rattler too as like a underdog, under the radar, dynasty value stash last year because I liked his college film, but I saw that NFL film, James. I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon for the young lad. So for that reason, I am going to take the under 5.5 on the Saints. First disagreement of the evening.
Fantastic way to start the year.
Great way to start the year.
If we agreed to start the year, that'd be horrible.
I agree. Your next bet is not on an over-under. It's instead on a playoff team to make the playoffs. Playoffs? Talking about playoffs?
We're talking about playoffs? Playoffs?
It's not even September. We're talking about playoffs. We're talking about the Miami Dolphins to make the playoffs. I don't know what the VIG is on this, James, so you'll have to set it up for us. What do you got on this pick, and what is the payback that you are offering?
I am on the Mike McDaniels train. I thoroughly believe that once they figure out the Tyreek Hill situation, they'll get a decent return from him. And more importantly, the locker room will be cohesive. And I think that gets done pretty soon. That all being said, the Dolphins to make the playoffs this year, a yes is a plus 215. And I have locked that into my board.
James, this is good stuff out of you, buddy. All right, AFC East, Bills, Pats, Jets. Who are you scared of, James?
Bills.
They only play them 2 games this season, so that's the good news. All right. Even better news, you got Patriots. I'm a little bit worried about the Patriots. I'm a little bit worried about Mike Vrabel. Hopefully it takes a year, if you like this bet, for them to figure it out in New England with a second-year quarterback who didn't play a full season last year and looked good when he came in, but we'll see. All right. Jets, dumpster fire. Hired a defensive coordinator, head coach again, which is a bizarre decision to make after just copy and pasting Robert Saleh over again. Good luck with that. Last time we had a full Tua season, which I get it, it's only been one time, but that last time was in 2023. He wrestled all offseason, and then I guess he didn't the following offseason. Sounds like he's still not wrestling, so don't like that. Feels like he could definitely get injured again, but last time Tua was fully healthy for a whole season, they won 11 football games. Okay? So that's pretty good. Pretty good chance you make the playoffs. You win 11 football games. Same situation, same team. Maybe the defense was a little bit projected to be a little bit better in 2023. Maybe not. They weren't super dominant that year either. So for that reason, yeah, Jets stink. Patriots probably going to stink again. Bills are going to be good, but you only got to play them twice.
Just split it.
Give me the Dolphins to make the playoffs at what, James?
Plus 215.
Woo! Woo! $2.50 on a $1 bet. Pretty good if you ask me. Moving on to the Minnesota Vikings win total of 8.5 football games. Obviously, the big difference here this season is you got J.J. McCarthy under center. Everything else is pretty much copy and paste from last season. So what do you got on this one, James?
I think this one's pretty simple. I am not on the J.J. McCarthy train, nor do I think that they got any better in the offseason. In fact, I feel that they got worse. And looking at their schedule, I just don't see how we get to 8 wins with this team. I've got the under, and the under's plus 128.
Under. And I love it, James. That's plus 120 money. That's insane out of you. This is insane work. 8.5, you look at it as a casual observer from the outside looking in, casual gambler, which most people are. The Vikings win total of 8.5. You're like, that seems pretty low. They won a lot of games last year. They had a veteran quarterback last year. Now they're transitioning from that to a quarterback who's in his second season, who hasn't played a real life football game in over a year. And we've seen Deshaun Watson, a very different situation, but in a lot of ways, a very similar situation, take a whole year off of football and look pretty good, Pro Bowl level football player before then, to a horrible football player. Now, this is, obviously not exacerbated by a bunch of allegations mentally, but it is exacerbated by a pretty significant knee injury for a guy who was kind of underrated as a mobile kind of quarterback in college. He's not going to have that, especially in the men's league when the guys are going faster coming off of a knee injury. I don't see the positive case for this Vikings team to be all that impressive, especially in this division when you're going to count 4 wins off your possibility of wins when you're talking about the Lions and the Packers this year. So I don't get it. I don't know where those other wins come from. 8.5, give me the under at plus money. Love it all day. They get off to a slow start. Best case scenario, they make a late run. And you're already probably counting your money by then because
their end of the season schedule is at Cowboys, which Dallas Cowboys actually play good at home. At Giants, maybe Jackson Dart starting then and actually, sliding the football. Got to do Lions at home and Packers at home. Neither of those are easy wins. So, at no point in the schedule do I feel like they get a break.
Good luck.
Maybe week 1 at the Bears?
The Bears? Probably.
Bears. That's how you have to say it. Now,
You got 8 more wins to find after that.
Not easy at all. They got to play
Yeah.
Eagles. They've got to play Bengals. They've got to play Ravens. Those are your out of division. Good luck.
Good luck, basically rookie quarterback who hasn't played football in over a year. All right. Moving on.
And lost 30 pounds while being injured.
Oh, looked like Skeletor on the sideline there. Nobody recognized him. We went viral because we made fun of him on accident. We thought he was a kid from Stranger Things. Anyways.
Whoops.
Sorry, YouTube. And then I put it in short and
Don't-
edited it together. And anyways.
Don't body shame NFL quarterbacks.
I didn't mean to. I just said maybe you lift a little bit upper body when you have a lower leg injury. That's all. Anyways, moving on. Off of the Vikings. Enough trash talk of the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to start trash talking this next team. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers to win just 8.5 games this season. James, what do you got on this one?
This is pretty simple. Aaron Rodgers comes out against the Jets and re-tears the Achilles. And that's the season for the Steelers. I don't see how the Aaron Rodgers experiment works out at all. And who do you turn to after that? I just don't see any reason why the Steelers team can win 3 games. So I very much love the under. And the under is also plus 108.
You don't believe in Mason Rudolph?
Not after
Wow,
he got a
dude.
dent in his skull from Myles Garrett.
Wow, dude.
Myles Garrett left a physical dent in his skull.
Okay. Totally disagree with you. I think this is your worst pick of the evening. Number 1, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. His over-under is a losing season. So how can you not take the over? That's a pretty good. And this has been the Steelers over-under for the past 3 seasons has been 8.5. This is not new. I don't care about their division. So spare me that. The Steelers find ways to win even if Aaron Rodgers goes down and Mason Rudolph has to get under center there and try to find a way to win some games. They're going to do it because they're the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not going to look great doing it. They're going to find ways to win. They're going to look really bad, get blown out some weeks, so they won't be that good. On top of it, I think Aaron Rodgers is pretty good and looked pretty good towards the back half of the season. I get it. They just get rid of their superstar wide receiver, so maybe things get off to a slow start. I like Caleb Johnson. That's not really a part of my take here on the over-under. I don't think he moves the needle that much, but I like him. So I'll say that. I'll say that about him. DK Metcalf is over there. That's not going to hurt, right? So defense about the same, copy and paste. It's going to be good no matter who's on the football field when you got Tomlin telling the boys where to be and what to do. You can't bet against Tomlin. This is your worst bet of the evening. This is my best bet of the evening. I'm taking the Steelers win total over.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Moving on to the Chargers win total of 9.5 football points. I love this topic. I love this bet, and I'm interested to see if you're going in the opposite direction of me, James. Go ahead.
I'm feeling we probably are, but this is a team that's now led by Jim Harbaugh, a man who now legally cannot coach in the NCAA.
Michigan man.
2038. Cheating Jim Harbaugh. The NCAA is weak for not removing the national championship from Michigan. Anyway, I don't have any belief in Jim Harbaugh anymore. This man, it's really harder to cheat in the NFL. It's really hard to get a running back who is blinded by fireworks to run the ball well.
Omar and Hampton, baby. Ever heard of him?
I don't know if I'm high on Amari and Hampton. I know you are. I'm not.
You better be. You better start
I
getting
think
high on him.
that this Chargers team is going to crumble. And I think the house of cards, that is Jim Harbaugh, who always has a short lifespan at every industry and every establishment that he's been to. I think he just has a short.
He was at Michigan for like 15 years. Took a pay cut because it went so bad for the first decade.
Yeah, and that's honestly been his longest tenure of success.
It has been.
And we just found out that he cheated.
Went to a Super Bowl.
A Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl, right? Jimmy?
I with the Niners. I thought you were still talking about Michigan.
Oh. No. That was pretty good. He went to the Super Bowl.
He's been to a Super Bowl, and then they turned out the lights on him, and it didn't work out well.
No, it didn't.
Got beat by his older brother.
He sure did.
And I think that the Chargers are not going to be happy with what they see out of Jim Harbaugh this year. I don't think you're going to get the team that you want. I actually think he might be fired at the end of this year. I'm definitely under 9.5 plus 103.
Okay, I thought you already had your worst take of the evening, but you outdid yourself with this one, buddy. Yeah, obviously Alabama fan, hatred for Jim Harbaugh. I get it. I'm a Michigan State fan. I hate the guy too, but you know what I don't hate is NFL John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh. My
I
apologies.
like NFL John Harbaugh. I love it.
I don't like John Harbaugh. All right. Anyways, Jim Harbaugh. That's who we're talking about. Second half of the season for Justin Herbert, he was QB7 in fantasy football, which obviously we're not talking about fantasy football right now, but that's a good indication of his progression as a quarterback throughout the season, getting a new head coach, new offensive coordinator, and kind of figuring things out. And I believe it. I believe in Jim Harbaugh. I think he's a dog. I love that he cheats. I don't think it's that hard to cheat in the NFL. Bill Belichick did it for like 20 years. Can't be that hard. 9.5 is a lot of wins. It's a good football team, I think. I think that defense is going to be good this year, and I think that offense is going to be absolutely supercharged like they were in San Diego.
Supercharged.
You get it?
Norv Turner's coming out of retirement?
Do you get it? Anyways, I like Omarion Hampton. Again, not going to make a running back a part of my take of a 9.5 win total, but I like the quarterback. I believe in the quarterback. He played really, really well in the second half of the season. And it kind of makes sense. You got a new head coach, new kind of program, and you like to see them perform good at the second half of the season. That's what they did. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Chargers win total over 9.5. What's the vig on that one? I get plus money on that one, right?
No, you are minus 110.
I'll take it.
I'm plus 103.
I'll take it. Wow. Sportsbook's giving out the under at plus 103 and the over at minus 110.
Well, the VIGs usually don't line up, but I would assume minus 150.
Oh, that's best. That's best and worst is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Got it. Sweet. All right. Anyways, I'm like, that's crazy. That's the most generous sports book I've ever heard of. I didn't know you're looking at the best lines. Yeah. Shop your lines.
Chop your lines.
Shop your lines.
Shop
Obviously, you have to if you're taking this stuff seriously. All right. Moving on. And that's all for our over-unders, right?
That is it for over-unders.
Sensational.